Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments, and thank you for subscribing. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Gupe Afiemo. I'm a wife, a mom, a teacher, and a school leader based in Abuja, Nigeria. On this channel, we talk about all things education in Nigeria. We talk about teaching, parenting, and childhood development as a whole. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about all the skills that you learn as a teacher. And some of these skills are relevant everywhere you find yourselves. Now, if this is something you're interested in knowing, then please keep on watching. The very first skill I learned as a teacher is public speaking skills. Prior to the time that I started teaching, I was very shy. I couldn't even stand in front of people. I was even shy of standing in front of children. Now, I know some people might find that strange, but honestly, I was more comfortable speaking to people that were like within my age group or maybe even older. But children, I found I was always very nervous talking in front of children. But with teaching, you cannot help it. So every day I had to show up and teach, my children. And over the years, I taught different sets of children. Even though I've only ever worked in a primary school, I've never worked in a secondary school. So finding ways to communicate to children every day helped my public speaking skills. And then when I became a school leader, I had more opportunities to speak to not only children but even parents as well. So when we would have like parent-teacher conferences and things like that, there would be a whole room full of parents and I'll have to stand in front of them and speak. And then sometimes I will also have to speak to the entire school, not just my class. I found that this, over the years, this has helped me become a better public speaker. I don't think that I would find it too difficult facing, very large audiences anymore because of this skill I picked up as a teacher. Second skill I've picked up as a teacher, which I think that is going to be relevant anywhere, is conflict resolution skills. So as a teacher, you cannot help but find yourself having to resolve conflicts between children from time to time. Okay, so two children could come up to you and say, oh, this person picked up my pencil, and then the other person will say, oh, but it's my pencil. Maybe because they have the same color and type of pencil. What are you going to do in a situation like this? You really need to put on your thinking teacher hat and figure out the best way to sort this out. I'm not here to tell you how I'm going to solve that problem, but faced with things like that has helped me develop conflict resolution skills to a great extent. And then I became a school leader and I had to start dealing with resolving conflict between teachers, no longer with children, but now among teachers. So at first it was with children, then it moved on to being with teachers. And I can say that I was able to apply a skill that I learned being a teacher when I became a school leader. The third skill I'm going to be talking about is diplomacy. Now, this is one skill that I think every human being needs. But as a teacher, you have the responsibility to learn how to be diplomatic in how you handle situations. So definitely things will come up. There will be issues between teachers and parents. There will be issues between teachers and teachers. There will be issues, between management and teachers. So you need to learn how to be diplomatic. This is not the time when you're faced with certain situations. It's not always the time to start playing Miss Blunt Sometimes if you're going the blunt route, you find out that you step out of line and you start acting unprofessional. So it is important to apply the skill of diplomacy. What do I mean by that? Don't always go, saying it as it is. Some people will say, oh, that's how I am, I say things as it is. No, sometimes it is not wise, sometimes it is not wisdom to go and start saying it as it is. You need to be able to say things in a way that will get people least agitated. Okay, so don't go and start saying things in a way that will fuel contempt. Okay, find ways to pass on your message. I'm not saying go and tell any lies. I'm not saying go and start massaging people's egos. No, say what you have to say, but make sure you pick your words correctly. Make sure you pick the right words to say in every situation. That is what diplomacy is about. And it's also about looking for the best ways to resolve conflict without further aggravating any sides or any parties involved. Okay, so that's one thing I've learned. That's one skill I've learned as a teacher. The fourth skill I'm going to talk about is the skill of documentation and record keeping. I'm going to talk about the two of them because they're almost the same thing. As a teacher, you cannot help it. You just have to develop the skill of record keeping and documentation. You need to be able to keep records of things, because in our line of work, especially if you practice 21st century teaching, you need to be able to have evidence. So evidence-based instruction, evidence-based teaching and learning is the order of the day in our line of work. So you need to be able to document things properly so that at any point in time you can pull out any evidence to back up whatever it is that you might be saying about a child. So this is a skill I learned as a teacher, and I'm currently applying it as a school leader. And I think that this skill is something you're going to need in any sector you find yourself, any area, any line of work you're doing. I think that documentation as a skill is important for you to have. The fifth skill I want to talk about is organizational skills. I feel like this skill should have even come up first, but it is such an important skill to have as a teacher. It is a skill that if you do not have as a teacher, you will struggle. So I think that even if you come up as a disorganized person, by the time, if you take your teaching job seriously, by the time you are a teacher for a few years, you find out that you have become a better organizer. This is because you must plan your lessons. You must do your lesson plans. It is not acceptable. It is an offense to go in front of children and start to teach them without first planning your lessons. So when you hear teachers rave and rant about lesson planning, this is where it starts from. Okay, so you have to be organized as a teacher. If your classroom is not organized, your children are going to be affected by it. If you do not plan your lessons, if your lessons are not planned, then it means that you're not going to have organized lessons. Because what lesson planning does is it helps you to compartmentalize your lessons. Okay, so it helps you to know, this is what I'm going to do in this part of the lesson. These are the materials I'm going to use for this lesson. These are the videos I'm going to use. These are the activities the children are going to. So you just need to plan your lessons so that you can have organized lessons. Apart from that, there are so many other aspects of your classroom that you must plan. You must plan homework that the children take home daily, weekly, and what have you. You must plan tests. You must plan how the entire day goes in your classroom. You must plan your week, you must plan your month, you must plan your excursions, you must plan everything according to your curriculum. So organization is a skill that you have to pick up if you do not already have it as a teacher. And I can't tell you how much that skill can help you in every other area of your life, even if you have to switch industries later on. This skill of organization is something that will always be a plus for you. So these are the 5 skills that I want to talk about today. There are a whole lot more, but I'm just focusing on these 5. If you're a teacher, tell me, which of these skills did you pick up in the course of your being a teacher? Which ones did you already have before you became a teacher? And if any of these skills have helped you outside of the school system, please share it in the comment section. Just anything you have to say about my video so far, please share it in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to all and sundry. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.